in the world. It's qualifying day here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
Drop to P20. Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix. You join us in the United Kingdom today, or Great Britain as it's alternatively known. Well, it's certainly a great day today as we welcome you to one of the crown jewels of British sports, a track of speed, history and drama. It's Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Fox, Hamilton, Russell, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Ricciardo, Albon, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Bottas, Tsunoda, Sargent, Joe, Hülkenberg, Ocon, and Ollie Behrman. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. Let's look at their season, and particularly against their teammate. Fair to say, they've got the better of them more often than not. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish. But let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
Clutch bite is good, gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap, please. No threat of rain for the time being, conditions look good. Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out. Okay, so that's the rest. Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep temps under control, please. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep temps under control, please. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 2.1 seconds. Approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. drivers just moved into first place. Okay, mate. Lap times are a little erratic at the moment. Let's try and close up the difference between them. Okay, don't worry about that target for now. Let's just focus on this pit stop. We had an issue attaching the front right wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put that behind us and get back into this race. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Nice move, good job. Okay, mate, it's Hamilton ahead. We don't want to let this hold us up too long, so do your best to get past and get on with the race. Car behind's just boxed for mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre now. Okay, Nico's into the pits. Nico in the pits. Caution, caution. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. Okay, clear. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Okay, we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and let's get it done. Oh mate, you made that look easy. Nice work. That's why I love working with you. Smashed it. Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid... Verstappen's just completed a pass for the lead. Okay, we're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can. Okay, be careful. We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip any time now. Just follow the safety car. Don't worry about the target. Follow the safety car. Okay, the safety car is out. Safety car is out. We need to form up at reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. There's been... But officials aren't looking to push for a safety car. Careful. All right, if we play this right, we can get a nice advantage here. Let's have a think about how we handle the rest of this race. Okay. On track. Let's make the best... This restart, let's go. Okay, forget the targets for now. We've got to focus on the pit stop. Okay, don't worry about that target. Okay, forget the targets for now. We've got to focus on the pit stop. Okay, there seems to have been a problem attaching the right front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us though and finish the race strong. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake. Remember to adjust your ERS mode and your MFD if you need to. Okay, mate, we're currently burning through fuel a bit quicker than we'd like, so let's try and make it last for now, please. Okay, we've got to focus on the VSC delta. Forget the old objective. Car behind's just boxed for mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre now. Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens. Okay, mate. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one. You got this. Yellow flag. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. Green flag. Nico's coming in for his stop now. Okay, don't worry about that target for now. Let's just focus on this pit stop. We had an issue attaching the front right wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put that behind us and get back into this race. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 21.9 seconds. Okay, mate, we're going through fuel quicker than we need to, so please let's ease off and make it last. Heads coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tyres. Okay, Nico's into the pits. Nico in the pits. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done. Caution, caution. Okay, clear. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.5 seconds. stuff. It looked like you made easy work of that target. Let's try and keep that going right through to the end of the race. The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done. Okay, mate, lap times are a little erratic at the moment. We need consistency, so let's try and stabilise them. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 5.2 seconds. The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done. And gap to the car in front, 6.5 seconds. Okay, really good. You hit that target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Okay, mate, I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but I'm afraid to say that some of them have failed quality control. We're going to need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.